Here with Luke Shanks. How you doing, Luke?
Great, man. Yourself?
Aye, not too bad. Obviously putting in hard work for your title fight, Cage Warriors title fight.
Yeah, that's it.
How are you sort of feeling ahead of that?
Yeah, well, as you just seen, the sessions are hard, man. We're not training like anyone else. Serious work's going on, so yeah, I'm just confident, prepared, and ready to get that belt, man. Up there, looking at me,
right?
Teasing me over there, Paul McVeigh's belt, but yeah.
So obviously been a long time in the making. This obviously you had the one earlier this year that got cancelled, obviously completely out of your control. How did that sort of feel at the time when that opportunity sort of fell away from you?
Yeah, that's it. It was a tough one, really, because I was living with my dad in Edinburgh, just scraping to get by, and he was helping me out. And then I literally just had enough money to get past that, pick up the small paycheck from Cage Warriors, and then that would have been just enough to scrape by. But when I didn't get that, and then there's a few months gone by with no money, it's like it was just a hard time. But I went back to my hometown, lived with my mum for a bit, and one of my friends had a home gym, so we were training every day, and I started doing a little bit of security work to save up to because I knew it was going to get re-announced, but I was left in limbo for that little bit of time. And once that come around again, it was 13 weeks out. I got a thing, and there was a few hints thrown up from Cage Warriors that they were going to come back. So I just knew to keep training and keep doing what I do. But as soon as they announced it 13 weeks out, I took a week, cancelled all my shifts at work, and came back. And firstly, I just come back and bunked in the gym for a little bit because it was still in lockdown here, etc. So I bunked in the gym for a few weeks and just been training, grafting every day. And as you see, man, it's not easy sessions we're doing.
Was there ever a worry that you might not get that opportunity again for the title, or you might have to wait a bit longer?
Just Pietro Menga in general. He was the man for a long time, and especially when I was sort of rising up, I was looking at the top sort of three guys, and he was definitely the main one. So being who he was, I mean, no one else in the UK has been offered Tim Elliott on 10 days notice. They normally get guys in from America, but they flew that guy out there especially to fight him. He didn't make the weight, but it just shows the level and what these guys thought of him. He was on the undefeated Ultimate Fighter as well as a 145er. Like, he was a big guy, and once I beat him, I knew I could just beat anyone. So they even though they might have wanted to deny me it because they've got a few favourites, they just couldn't, man. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So
obviously getting a shot against the champ, Faiddine. Have you watched many of his fights at all up to now?
We've watched him, and I've trained with Sam Creasy. I know what he's got to offer, and he's a good guy, and overall he beat a great guy in Sam Creasy. But I just feel I'm going to be too big, too strong, and just dominate him everywhere, really. But I'm looking to get another nice little clip uploaded, nice little knockout. So
I was going to say, do you have a prediction for a fight? But I guess that's sort of semi-answers.
I think it seems to be, as soon as I start putting my foot on the gas around round 3, they're getting knocked out, man. So that's what it's going to be. Might be sooner, but I'm saying round 3, right hand, maybe left.
Obviously it's a title fight, so you've got more rounds potentially. Have you been sort of working towards that as well?
Well, the thing is, when you see the trainer, even the amateur athletes, they're like, the cardio is just insane. Like the drills we're doing, we're sort of every fight camp. I can go 5-10 rounds. We just training so hard up there. But yeah, in my last fight, I wasn't even I didn't feel any sort of cardio issues at all. Like I could have went 6-7 rounds. So yeah, I'm not really focused on that. Obviously, I'm not going to burn myself out with this guy. And like a few other people have done, they've sort of tried to keep up his crazy pace in the first couple of rounds, and yeah, gassed out. I'm just going to put the pressure on him, and I'm going to make him work. And if he don't work, he's going to be walking into a few heavy hands. So yeah, he's going to be working hard, and I'm going to be chilling, man.
Yeah. Obviously, you could probably tell from accents that we're both from south of the border, but this has been done in Scotland.
Yeah.
How did your sort of move up to a higher level come about, and how are you finding your time up here so far?
Yeah, so I was always sort of wanting to change. Although I love my hometown gym and the guys there, I miss them. But yeah, I always wanted to go somewhere else, and just for the experiences, and this great sport offers you to do that. And yeah, I went to Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand and a few other gyms out there, and I knew they were great, but they were sort of on the radar. I booked the visa before actually coming here, and I was always thinking about America, because one of our guys, Linton Vassell, he moved out there from he was coached under my old head coach Danny Batten. He actually moved to Henry Hooft's 365, and he's like fought for a Bellator world title, and yeah, so they were always on the radar too. But then yeah, I had a look at places around the UK first, just to see if I could stay a bit closer to my friends and family. And yeah, I've got a little bit of Scottish heritage, and done my pro debut up here. And yeah, I always knew about James and Stevie Ray, Jojo Calderwood. I've always followed those people, and yeah, I just thought I'll give it a week's try. And then when I was up there for a week, I'd been looking around in between sessions for a place to stay, and then 2 weeks later I'd come up, and that was me. But I'd saved up like what most people would stick down on their mortgage, and then literally just use that to survive up there and train for 6 months under James, and then fought Conor Hignett, who's another guy on the same card as me tonight. And yeah, I got the win and felt good, so it was brilliant, man. I made the right decision, and yeah, me and James have he knows I want it more than anything, and he's a man obsessed with the sport, and a great mind for it, and yeah, together we're going to do some big things, man. So yeah.
What do you think, sort of, since your time up here, what do you think sort of what improvements have you seen to your game? Like any specific areas do you think that sort of?
Yeah, so I was lacking the striking knowledge, and I needed someone to help me with that, like but not just help me put in serious hours, because I was a bit bouncy and coming in with these bursts, and they were catching guys and hurting guys on the feet. But I knew at that next level I'm not going to be able to do that. I can't just make someone curl up from doing a quick little burst. I need to get all the techniques correct. I knew what to do. I come from a brilliant gym, but I needed someone there putting the hours in with me, and that's what James has done, and it's all paying off now, and yeah, I can't thank him enough for that.
Yeah. It's obviously quite a lot of sacrifices that you had to make to make this move work, and to keep the MMA sort of dream going.
Yeah, so many, man. Yeah, I mean, I had a nice cushy job in my hometown. I was a plumber, but yeah, I started missing training doing the plumbing and gas at night time, so I got a nice easy job at a private school just doing plumbing maintenance, and it was easy, man. You're just floating around the school waiting for stuff to go wrong, doing a few water temperature tests, Legionella, all that stuff. It was an easy, nice job, and obviously I had nice money, nice BMW car, and come up here driving a Vauxhall Corsa now, not getting the same kind of getting a bit of road rage off the old BMW drivers, and just stuff like that. Having the money now, I've got financial stresses, a lot of them, and obviously I could go back into the trade, but I'm just staying tunnel vision on this full time and seeing where it can take me, man. But, obviously I'm visualising the top, and the money will come.
Yeah. As we sort of chatting about before, obviously High Levels is a massive gym here, and you're crashing here for the time being.
yeah. So I've been on and off crashing at the gym just so I can wake up, be fully focused, and like this morning, man, I'm in here mopping the mats at night time, wake up, and then boom, you're training for 2 hours in the morning, train again for 2 hours at night, and it's just a perfect environment. You're never switching off, and some people go home and they go away from the sport, but I'm not doing that. It was I asked Hoist Gracie. He went to a seminar with us one time, and he was I asked him like how much he was training, because he was still fighting in Bellator as like a mid-50s man, which I thought was insane. And of course he's the main man. He was the champion, the first ever champion in the UFC, and I didn't really, because I asked him a question and he just gave me a generic answer. He's like, I said, how much do you train? And he was like, I train 24/7. And then he gave me I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of this stuff. And I just thought, that's a bit of a cheesy answer. But then I think what he meant was he don't switch off from it ever. He's always training, because he's always thinking about it and trying to improve. And I should have listened to that a bit more at the time, but it took about a year for it all to make sense. And as soon as I lived in the gym for a little bit, I knew what he meant now, and it's made me really want it even more. So
Was every time, like, obviously a lot of commitments are required for that, and when you're talking about like financial troubles, has there ever been time when you sort of like, maybe this won't happen, or you just didn't focus on that?
No, there's been a few things in my life like that where, without even knowing about it, I've just kept on the path. Like I had a nice girlfriend back in the day when I was about 18, and she was going off to do some crazy stuff like travelling Australia, and it sounded good, and I had the money to do it at the time, and that would have been a dream come true, travelling around that place. But at the time I didn't want to go over, and then I ended up, because I just wanted to train all the time, I thought, I'm not going to be getting the training, I've got dreams to do it. And it's funny, I went from having everything to having nothing essentially, but I couldn't be happier. Like waking up and just getting to train all day, it's just a dream come true, man, and I'm just enjoying every second of it.
If you were to lift that title, what would it mean to you winning that Cage Warriors belt?
Everything, man. But obviously the road don't stop there. You don't. That's the thing with this belt. You win this belt, and then you've got to work even harder. So I'm not even looking for like the celebrations from getting this belt, because you can't even sleep on it for a second. You wanting to get to that next level where you can afford to own your own house and do all the normal stuff people are doing. But it's just not going to come on Cage Warriors. You need to get to that next level. You need to get to the UFC to earn the money in this sport, and that's what I'm thinking about. But Just seeing all the people that have done it before me, Bisping, Dan Hardy, Stevie Ray, Conor McGregor, all these guys. It's just they're the biggest names in the UFC, let alone in the UK. So this island's where it's at, man. We've got good fighters there, and anyone in the UK just respects you if you can fight. It's a good place to be.
When you're talking about aims and ambitions, what would be your sort of main dream in the MMA career?
Yeah, I've followed all these guys from the start. All the other UK MMA legends. Like I met Michael Bisping in 2007 when I was like a 11, 12-year-old kid. So just to try and do it better than them guys, and that would be hard to do, but yeah. And I followed McGregor for a bit, just try and be a better fighter than the last generations, because they get better every time. So just try and do it a bit better.
Yeah. If you did win the Cage Rage belt, would it be the UFC that you desired destination, or would you be open to others?
Yeah, the UFC is my dream, man. Everywhere else you can probably get better paychecks initially, but if you want to be a household name, if you want to really be a legend in this sport, it's the UFC, man. You've got to be there, and maybe to the fans, Bellator champion might seem the same as a UFC champion, but to me, and how the sport started, it was Zuffa UFC. It's like that's it. That's the pinnacle of this sport, and I want to reach the pinnacle.
Yeah, sounds just from chatting you here like you're more. Say when your career is done, obviously that's a good few years away, but you much prefer to have the legacy, and the money maybe is the secondary. Obviously it's important, but like it's pretty much secondary to you. Yeah,
I'm just lucky in what I found as enjoyment is work as well, because initially all I want to do is train all day and then have the fight for the amazing experience, and it just makes me feel great. It's been a year and all I want to do is fight, and it's just crazy that you can make money. I'm just glad I found my passion and what I want to do to earn money, and some people obviously think it's crazy and think it's barbaric, but kind of is too, but that's just it. That's just what I enjoy doing, and I just like fighting.
Yeah. How did you get into the sport originally?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a fighter. I watched like Troy, Gladiator, all those kind of things, and those guys are the man. Like when you're looking at them, that's the closest you get to a real sort of like hero status, if you will. And then the closest thing was boxing at the time, so it was always like, Mum, I want to go boxing, I want to be a boxer. Write down what you want to do in school. I want to be a boxer. And then after my mum didn't want me doing that, so she took me to some taekwondo school, and you're like punching in a line, and that was sort of the best you got in my hometown at the time. So I didn't go back there in the end, and I ended up joining secondary school when I was 11, and met a friend there, and he actually found a little gym where we could both start, and that was Chinese kickboxing in Rushden. It was Black Dragon kickboxing, and it was similar to MMA in a way, because they do striking with takedowns, but we were on a hard floor, so we didn't do any takedowns. It was just in an old youth club, like a dancing hall. So we were sparring on hard floor, and just loving it, man. And then that same year, after winning, getting a few little belts, like orange or green belt, whatever it was, we went to the Senai, and that's where I met Bisping and all these other guys. And I was getting pictures with these guys, and I didn't really know who they were, and I'd heard of Cage Rage, but yeah, I think I'd watched it and thought, oh, I don't really like this, but after seeing Bisping and the UFC, I just fell in love with it. But yeah, I went home, researched it, got all the DVDs that you can get at the Senai events, and yeah, I miss those events, man. They stopped happening, but yeah, because obviously I went there for kickboxing. I got pictures of Ernesto Hoost and a few of the kickboxing legends, but then yeah, ended up wanting to do MMA, and then it weren't till I was 16 that I went to an MMA gym, and just been training every day ever since, and yeah.
Good stuff. Is there anything you'd like to add at all before wrapping up?
No, it's brilliant, man.
Good stuff. Well, listen, obviously a couple of weeks, but best of luck in preparation, and yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot, mate.
Good stuff.
Cheers.